Welcome to the first edition of our new podcast, Building Connections. My name's Alex Runner, and I'm Director of Executive Communications for Global Products in the buildings business of Johnson Controls. We're calling this Building Connections because we're building connections with leaders and helping them share their vision with employees and other stakeholders throughout the globe. Today, we're fortunate to be joined by Imran Riaz, our Vice President of User Experience. Hello, Imran.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here on this inaugural podcast.
So I want to get one question out of the way right away, Imran.
Right.
And this is a fascinating thing about your background. You were a fighter pilot for the Pakistani government.
Yes.
So I'd like to ask you about that experience. Was this right out of college? When did you become a fighter pilot?
So I started that career right out of high school.
High school?
Yeah. So it was a passion of mine for no other reason than having a fast-paced equipment, I guess, under me. And so I wanted to join the Air Force. Unfortunately, it was a very painstaking process. It's a very, very selective process to be able to join the Pakistan Air Force. Out of tens of thousands of high school kids, only very few are selected.
How many?
Than 50.
Less than 50?
Less than 50, right?
Wow.
So I was lucky enough to be able to go through all of the screening processes and then joined and stayed there for about 5 years. And then I decided to come to the United States after I left the Air Force to pursue my further education.
Wow, that's fantastic. So that's what eventually brought you to the United States was
Yes.
was higher education.
Yes.
And did you know right away that you wanted to be in this field that we now call UX or user experience? Was that something that started very early on, or was it something that evolved?
That is something that evolved. Back in 30 some years ago, the field of UX was not known.
Right.
There were some aspects of it that some people were talking about. Most importantly, the only people that were really talking about it at corporate level were the people at Apple. And I happened to be working and living my first job in Silicon Valley, so I had some of those mentors teach me and talk to me about what user experience is and or usability field was at back then, and why is it's important. Why does it matter to the organization, especially if they want to grow the business, especially if they want to maintain a loyal customer base? If you think about Apple, they have the most loyal customers in the world. And then there's a reason behind it. The reason behind it is the design and the passion that's put to create an experience that the customers would love and enjoy.
Yeah.
So I really latched onto that and started learning about it and then just evolved over and over again into that.
Now let's jump forward to your career here at Johnson Controls now. And you are in charge of making sure that when people use a thermostat, when they use an energy management system, a security system, a fire detection system, HVAC equipment, that they are delighted in their experience. Is that the main driver, that it's an enjoyable experience? Or is it more to have a unified look and feel amongst all the products? Or both?
Actually, it's both, and it even goes deeper than that. First and foremost, it's us having a better understanding of who our customers are. What are their needs, both physical as well as emotional, intellectual needs, right? And then we can take all of that information and try to come up with innovative products and design. That's also part of the UX, is coming up with innovative design ideas, and then delivering on that emotional appeal to the customers, as well as the ease of use and ease of training. And it's looking at the customers, understanding the customers, their environment, their needs and goals and objectives, and then taking all of that information into creating something that the customers will like. Customers will find usable and valuable, that they're willing to part their money to buy and get that product, or stick with that product in our case, right? Be the loyal customers and talk about those products with other people, so we get at the brand identity that our products are premium products. It's a premium design, it's a premium experience, and that encompasses all of the user experience aspects of the overall things what we are trying to do here.
Yeah, that's fantastic. When I was at the AHR Expo show in Chicago, the largest trade show in the HVAC industry, definitely the largest in the United States, we had the GLAS thermostat as one of the displays, and gosh, our booth just got flooded with people wanting to use it, wanting to come back and use it, telling people to come and use it. Is that sort of the pinnacle for user experience when people have this interaction with a product and they want to tell their friends about it and they want to use it? It's not just a necessity. Is that kind of what you're looking for?
Absolutely. And I will take that even one step further, where I want us to become that premier product within our industry, where people think of us as kind of the Apple-esque of the HVAC and home and security systems, right? Where they are willing to part their money and buy our products and stand in line in some cases, like when the next thermostat comes out from Johnson Control. They are absolutely excited about that. It's like, that's a great experience. That's a beautiful design.
Right.
I want that on my wall, right? It's a showpiece on my wall instead of that ugly looking old styles that some of our competitors have. So absolutely, that is the future that I see for the UX team playing within the Johnson Control.
And what about, so I totally get a thermostat or a security system, these different systems that have a user interface that people are interacting with.
Right.
A lot of our products are, I guess we would say, behind the walls or above the ceilings or even in the basement. Average people don't see a chiller. They don't necessarily see a rooftop unit or a mini split unit. Now, if you're a technician, you're working on that piece of equipment every day. And we're known for really high quality. The York tagline is install confidence. But it seems like you would be more focused on the things like the thermostat or the building management system than the back end equipment. Am I right in thinking that or no?
Absolutely. We need to focus on both ends of the business, right? There's a customer facing, but some of those installers and contractors, they are also our customers.
Right.
They need to do their job faster so that they can do more jobs and make more money. That's how we are going to win some of the businesses against our competitors. If our workflow is simpler and easier, so we could do that through the UX design. As well as they are also human beings, right? Human beings love to look at beautiful things. We are very visual animals, right? And so regardless of who the products are for, everybody appreciates the beauty in the products, right? And so we absolutely want to deliver the products that look and premium at all levels. So when our contractor is installing one of Johnson Control's product, they think of the Johnson Control products as a premium brand, and then that's how they sell it to their customers, right? On the other hand, there is also the cost side of it. If we build consistent experience and design, let's take an example of an actuator that's usually nobody sees. But if we start to build consistent design based on UX, global product design language, then we start to cut the cost because we are using the same type of module, right?
You don't have variations from every factory,
exactly.
every plant. Yeah.
And we can start using the same type of colors. That reduce the cost when you're talking about millions of units being built. So it's that aspect of it. Then the other aspect of it is you don't have to redo the product design over and over again, because you have a standard set of building the products. So there's multitude of benefits of even for the people who you would think the day-to-day users, right?
Yeah. So tell me about this. I hear user interface, UI, being used. I think I hear them being used. I think I hear that term, UI, being used interchangeably sometimes with UX, which is user experience. So user interface, user experience, what's the difference?
So user interface is an aspect of user experience. User experience is a process that is a commitment to deliver a great experience for our customers.
But experience is like the umbrella.
Experience is the whole ecosystem, right? User interface is what you see on the screen itself. That's one individual screen. But having that complete end-to-end experience where we take into account what your goals and objectives you are trying to achieve as a user, right? What pleases you? What frustrates you? And how can we overcome some of those frustrations? How can we, for example, automate some of the things that you may not necessarily need to act against, right? That's the kind of things the UX looks at. It's the user interface is just the screen that you see. So it's the manifestation of the user experience design into a single screen.
Well, Imran, I want to just thank you so much for being part of our first edition, our first conversation of Building Connections. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and I look forward to collaborating with you more in the future.
Thank you so much, Alex. This has been a great pleasure, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to our employees and talk about user experience and where we are going and how we're going to get there.